Hi everyone. So I recently took the Project Management Professional or PMP exam for the first time and cleared it in my first attempt. Ever since I cleared my exam, I have been eager to make a video on how I cleared it, as I really wanted to share the simple and easy tips that can help others pass this exam in their first attempt as well. I'm glad that I have finally got this opportunity to do so. Now let's deep dive into it. I'm Vanika, and I have been working as a project manager in one of the leading MNCs in the IT industry for the past few years. In this video, I'm going to share 5 important tips with you all that can help you crack PMP exam in your first attempt. And here we go with them. First one being having a structured study plan in place, very important. Second one would be to identify the most important study resources. Thirdly, it's important to assess your own knowledge regarding the subject. Fourth would be to sign up for your exam at the right time. Need to be very mindful here. And lastly, very important to identify the right training provider whenever you have any kind of doubt, especially while appearing for an exam like PMP. I would highly suggest that you identify the right kind of support, to help you crack this exam. So that's again very important. Now, if I talk about, the study plan, I would say that it's very important to have a structure in your study plan. So before even I started my PMP learning journey, I would, research a lot about how to go about it, and I would, get into conversations with my peers, with my colleagues, or even with my friends who have actually cleared PMP exam. So I would take a lot of, suggestions from them how they did it, and every time I spoke with a person who actually had appeared for a PMP exam, one thing was really common between all these conversations, and that was that each of them had a study plan in place. Now, this study plan can vary from one person to another. It's absolutely fine because you need to study at your own pace. There is no point in competing with anyone else. So it's important to have a structure added to your study plan. Do it at your own pace, but definitely have some kind of structure and discipline put into it. So for example, every day, what I would do is I would allot an hour or two for my learning, and I would start with one chapter. I would go through the chapter, and more importantly, I would understand what these concepts, what these topics are talking about, and then go ahead and take questions, look at the questions behind each of the chapters that you have, and then try to answer them, because that will give you a better idea of how much you have understood actually the concepts. So that was very important, and I did not just rush through all the chapters. I took one chapter at a time and thoroughly, understood the concepts. For me, understanding the concepts is very important than just going through and mugging it up, because it won't work here. Okay, so when you know how you need to go about it, when you have a structure added to your study plan, it's going to be extremely beneficial for you. Okay, and it's okay even if you could say, for example, I was also able to dedicate just 1 hour a day, which is absolutely fine. And at times, during the weekends, I would allot a bit more time because I was not engaged in any of my office related work. Okay, so this really helps. This is what I wanted to share, and you can, obviously, like I mentioned, it can be customized as per your learning pace. So do have a study plan in place. Now, the second important thing is the resources. Very important, right? You will have tons of information available on YouTube. There are a lot of learning platforms, and you can get a lot of things related to PMP, and you can refer to them. But for me, what worked was I had Pimbox 6 in place, I had Rita Mulki, and not to forget, I was going through videos from Andrew Ram Dayal and Ray. So if you type Ray for PMP, you will find his videos as well, and Andrew Ramdayal. They were extremely helpful, apart from definitely PMBOK guide and Rita. So Rita personally I like because the language was very simple. The concepts were it were easy to understand for me. So I first started with PMBOK and Rita itself. I finished PMBOK and then I finished Rita. And what I would do is I would, say chapter 1 from Rita. After I'm done, I would just glance through the same in PMBOK to see if, any of the concepts have been missed out. If no, then I was good to go. I would answer the questions behind each of the chapters, and that would give me confidence. So that's about it. And yes, don't refer too many resources, because that will only confuse you. If you're confident with Rita, if you're confident with PMBOK, go ahead with them. Otherwise, personally I feel once I was done reading all the concepts from the books, I just went through Andrew Ramdayal's videos, and I found them very helpful on a personal note. So you can also try doing that. Okay. Then coming to the assessment, now that's very important to assess your own knowledge. Like I mentioned, every time I used to do a chapter, then answer the question, so that you can do. Apart from that, there are also a lot of websites that offer PMP practice exams. Okay, many of them do it free of cost, and they offer feedback for each response, which is actually helpful in identifying our mistakes and also rectifying them. Another thing that I would personally recommend is the PMP practice test that is being offered by the PMI org, because it will help you to understand the difficulty levels of the questions that you can expect in the actual exam. And I did that myself. Okay, so once you're confident with the preparation, you can then take the PMP simulation test. This is the approach that even I took. Because this will give you a look and feel of how the exam questions in reality, in practicality, would look like. So also when you take up the simulation test from PMP, you can easily figure out things that you need to actually revisit, and the concepts that need a little more understanding. Okay, so another advantage of taking the PMP simulation test is that you will be able to manage your time efficiently in the actual exam, when you sit for the actual exam, as it's a pretty long and tedious exam. So after that, signing up for the exam, another very, very important step. So once you have gone through all the important resources and you have assessed your knowledge by taking the required practice test and the simulation test, what is the next step to take? So the tip is not to sign for your exam if you're not sufficiently ready. It might sound crazy at first, but that's the best way if you don't want to keep burning your money in enrolling for the test and reschedule it by paying an extra, I think, $70. The best way to assess if you're ready to apply for the exam is to check your performance on the stimulation tests. I recommend blocking the last week of your preparation solely to focus on taking as many simulation tests as possible, at least 3 or 4. So by that third day of the week, if you score around say 50%, then I personally would recommend that you don't apply for the exam. And if you score anywhere between say 50 to 70%, yes, please go ahead and brush your concepts once, revise, revisit the areas where you feel more little bit of concentration and understanding is required, and practice until you reach that 80% milestone. So once you score 80%, then I would say at least by the third day of the last week is when you know that you are ready to enroll for the exam. Okay, please keep this in mind, not just for the sake of attending the exam, or you had told your friends, your colleagues, or your manager that okay, you will be appearing for the exam and you have to do it. No, please don't do that. Okay, it's not going to serve you. Only when you score 80% and above and are confident about the concepts, please go ahead and apply for the examples. Only then. Until then, just keep revisiting and practicing using the simulation tests and other resources, and then go ahead with your exam. Now, last but not the least, it's very, very important to also find the right training provider, right? You can do everything by your own self, but you need that kind of that nudge, that motivation, everyday motivation. And you need a mentor or a coach who can actually guide you through when you are stuck. Because at times when when we think that we can do everything on our own, there are also certain concepts that when a person talks to you, say one on one, or when a person explains it, giving practical examples, that's when you relate and connect to it, and you will never forget those concepts. So practical examples are very, very important, and I would strongly suggest you to go with a PMI registered training provider. And one such training provider definitely is the Knowledge Hunt. I have friends who have also seen the positive side of taking the training from this reputed institution. So please go ahead and you can enroll. You have quite a lot of PMI registered training providers, but definitely I would recommend Knowledge Hut for you all. Okay, so because they apart from having comprehensive training program, they also have expert curated study plan for you, keeping your busy work schedule in mind, which is extremely important. And also they offer you self learning videos, learning materials, and visual representations, which are highly, highly beneficial. Apart from that, any doubts that you have, they also engage with you on weekly basis. So there are these weekly doubt clearing sessions and mentorship by trainers who have over a decade's experience in project management. So they also offer you around 8 mock tests with reasons for the correct and wrong responses, which definitely are of great, great help. With this, I hope you find this video helpful, and these are 5 important tips that can help you clear your PMP exam in the first attempt. So I wish all the very best to each one of you who are watching this video and who are looking forward to be PMP certified in days to come. God bless you all. Thank you for watching this video. If you do like this video, then please subscribe to the channel. Bye.